Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Bet You Didn't Know podcast. I am on screen and on the phone with Ryan.
Yes, I am as well on the phone and on the podcast. So
there you go.
no longer am I on the phone.
I'll end the phone portion of it at least, so that way.
Oh boy, I was getting a little silly.
Yeah, tech issues, Facebook issues for whatever reason. On Ryan's side, he can't see or couldn't share the link for the episode, even though I could see it, his wife could see it. So we're trying to navigate those waters here while we waited to go live, but
some weirdness, some admin weirdness.
Who knows? Haven't figured it out yet, but that is how it goes. And of course, Mike coming in.
What's good, Mike?
From Knoxville.
I wonder how he does that.
45. He sees that link as soon as it goes up. Throws a comment in there.
Oh, that's great.
He throws it in there from on YouTube.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, hey, happy Tuesday, bro.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. How's everything going?
How's hot.
Oh my Lord, what was it? 107 today in St. Louis? Yeah, it was
84 in the house.
Yeah, man, it was.
I'm not joking.
You mean in that wing of your palatial estate?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it was a little warm outside doing yard work today.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But it's all good, man. I mean, I just think to myself, like, hey, this has to help with longevity. That's the only positive thought that I kind of had going through my mind while I was doing it.
Okay. I don't know if there's much science to back it, or if there is science against it. Who knows?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So 100 degrees, mowing the lawn, probably not the best for the lawn, but when you have an irrigation system, you got to mow it or it just gets out of control. So
that's why I don't have one.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. So, oh boy, busy weekend.
Yeah.
I had a busy weekend. Emmett and I decided to take a trip down to Steele, Alabama, to Alabama International Dragway, I think is what it's called. And
that's the long name of it.
Yeah,
Steele is what everybody says. It's a lot shorter and sums it up.
And it was great, dude. It was great. Of course, Emmett loves drag race, and I think he was starting to get a little irritated when because I'm talking to everybody. Like when I'm there, I'm talking to everybody, and it was super great to see everybody from Tim Seegers to Hank to John Sullivan to everybody, right? And it was great because Hank and his family is always there. And so they had Hank's kids and a bunch of other kids. So I had a chance to kind of hang out and play with the kids while I was talking. Met a lot of great guys. Met Jeffrey Walker for the first time. Of course, TJ was there. Jeffrey Walker's super nice dude. TJ just busy as normal, man. Hey, hi, picture, boom, gone kind of deal. Which, hey, that's cool. I get it. When you're running an event like that, it gets a little hectic. I saw his posts about how his parking was a nightmare for him. I guess he had not ever had that many trucks show up, and it was he said parking was a nightmare.
Yeah, it looked like a full lot from the drone picture that I had seen.
Yeah, for sure. Met this gentleman named Catfish down there.
What's up, Bruce?
Bruce, what's good? Work's being called off due to lack of interest.
I get it. I'm not.
How does that work? Everybody just calls in and says we don't want to work.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, that's cool. No, that's good. That's good. I was actually talking about that.
What's up, Carter?
Carter, what's good, dude? Talking about that a little bit. Lori was telling me about how, her sister's a director, regional director for KinderCare, and Lori's in the education system herself. She's been at it a long time, but the climate of employees currently is you're supposed to be there at X time. They show up an hour later and flip-flops and inappropriate clothing. They get written up, but I guess that employees are so far and few in between that they can't afford to fire employees, because then it kind of puts the children and toddlers and infants out of ratio. So like teacher to child ratio,
lose supervision.
Exactly. So they can't, or they have to put them all together, and they can't put them all together. And so they're like stuck in a rock and a hard place. And so these individuals are kind of taking advantage of the system and rolling in booty shorts and flip flops and yeah. You know, so
hanging out around kindergartens for a different reason.
Adam, you're not allowed around kindergartens.
Yeah, well, I got binoculars.
I got binoculars. I'll park across Sunbelt.
No, technology has far exceeded restraining orders.
Technology has far exceeded restraining orders. That is fucking hilarious, as a matter of fact. It sure is. Who needs restraining orders anymore? Mr. Lucas,
man?
How are you, sir? So I hope everybody's staying cool. Not sure what the weather is like down south, but I have to imagine if it's hot here, it's got to be hot as shit down there. So
yeah, I was just thinking when Dan popped in, it's like, oh, Taco Tuesday, and I was like, oh, Ryan had tacos.
I did have tacos. I did have tacos. Speaking of which, we stopped by the brand new Burromax facility, and if anyone's forgotten, I am a Burromax dealer. So if you're Kevin, what's up, brother, man? Dude, God, I love that guy, man. Hey, again, thanks for putting me in touch with Austin. That was great, dude. But yeah, so we stopped by the new Burromax facility. I got an email from Tammy, who is their head lady. She actually owns a dirt track over at Tri-City Dirt Tracks. She's a racetrack owner, but she sent me an email saying, hey, or what'd she call me? Big something.
What's up, Speedy?
Speedy Hamster, what's good, brother, man?
Look at this dude coming in here bragging again. Like we don't see.
Heard about my new accomplishment,
posting big checks and winners.
Yeah. Let me guess. His new accomplishment is the most winningest junior dragster driver ever. Is that right, Carter?
Oh, Carter kicked ass again.
He did, dude.
I'm just kidding, dude. That's
you know, Adam means that in the most loving way. You know, we love you to death, Carter.
Oh yeah.
But tell us what is the new accomplishment that you're the baddest, most winningest junior dragster racer ever? It's got to be. It has to be.
Baddest man without a driver's license out there.
Soon that will go into the world of pro mods.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes, for sure.
Looking forward to it.
For sure. So Adam and I called Adam. I was like, hey, brother, you want to go have lunch? And so there's this great place in St. Louis called Sugar Fire that we like to go to. So went by, swooped him up. No, I'm the 2024 Roxborough Junior Dragster track champ.
Damn right you is.
Of course, man. Hey, everybody give a great shout out to Carter Jackson. If you're not following him, follow him. Watch the big stuff that him and his dad are doing. I mean, Bobby and Leslie are just totally awesome people. You couldn't ask for cooler parents. You know,
I'll tell you,
all around
bandwagon now because the kid's going places
for sure.
It's awesome to say you were there at the beginning.
Yeah, but he's going to be the next Bubba Stanton or John Sullivan or Frankie Taylor or Ricky Smith. I don't know. You name them or any of them, all of them.
Or he's going to be the reason that some of those retire.
Yo, Keith, what's good, brother, man? What's up, Joker? Was that a question?
Why so serious?
Why so serious? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I did that right. Anyways, so yes. So I picked up Adam, went to go get lunch, and so I checked the email from Tammy and it said, oh, hey, by the way, we moved here. Well, sure as shit, it literally was 100 yards from where we were on the way to go get some lunch. Mike, what's good? Y'all see John Sullivan ran 356 last week, and I'm a little late. Don't know if y'all mentioned it. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yes, did see that on I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, I was actually standing 3 feet from it, taking video when it happened, and it was super badass. So I was like, yes. It was a great pass. They had the track prep really good down there in Steelers. There's it. There he is.
What's up?
What's good, brother, man? It's great seeing everybody over the weekend. Taco Tuesday. We're cooler here than y'all. How is that possible? I mean, I'm not questioning that, but I figured if it's hot here, it's hotter south.
Like that. You know, it's all in the
It's all in the troughs and the heat, the cold fronts, warm
jet
fronts.
stream.
Yeah,
a lot of factors go into it.
Bang, 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 bang.
We get lucky tomorrow with a little bit of rain that breaks our stuff.
Yeah. So anybody that John, what's good? It's, hey John, how are you, brother? Great pass this last weekend. You really know how to.
You're so fast.
He's so fast. Oh, John. Oh yeah. Adam's cracking himself up tonight. It's so good.
Yeah.
But John, dude, I couldn't tell. I got goosebumps, bro, after that pass. I got goosebumps after that pass. And hey, man, I looked for you before I left. I was trying to say bye to you and your crew and everybody, man. But it was like 1 o'clock, and Emma was just about having a meltdown. So, and I think they were calling a meeting for you guys. So didn't get a chance to say bye to you or a whole lot of folks, man. But it was awesome hanging out, brother. And great hit, dude. 58 or 56. Mm-hmm. Yes, one of those two. Anyways, it was fast. I was standing right there, 3 feet away. Emmett just loves it so much. Yeah, it got too late. It did. But hey, man, it was still a cool night. The weather was very cooperative, and it wasn't super humid at all. I think the water grains may have been down a little bit, but everybody was late. 56 at 212. That's right. Dude, it was so good, John. Fuck.
It was a hell of a pass. No
I mean, I believe that if you would have gotten another round in that next round, I would believe that you would have hit a 52. I believe, or maybe even a 50. They split the pot, Carter. I think they split the pot 8 ways. Either way, that's super great. And I guess John, I'd imagine John got the I think
number 1 qualifier.
Did they get $100 for the fastest CT? Was that it?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think Jeffrey said he was giving like $100 for.
Yeah, it was like 100 or 500. There was a couple things.
Yeah. But man, what a great night of racing, man!
Uncle Steve was watching your videos and pulling that truck out of the ditch.
Oh, it was so funny. He's like, well, I just like to sit over here and bobber fish or jug fish is what he was saying. He's like, absolutely, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you would have been 50 or 52 for sure. 500, 100.
Okay. Yeah.
Mile per hour. Oh yeah, gotcha. But yeah, that post Steve made about I'd like to sit over here and jug fish. And he's like, I think I got a bite. And there's a dude. Dude, that was a giant asshole for a rig to fall in. I was like,
you gotta wonder how you didn't see it, or there's so many questions that come into play. But the fact that Steve knows about it to pull up there, I would do the same damn thing. I'd go out of my way to pull up to a spot like that.
Yeah, what the hell? I mean, how do you just not see it? And you know what? Hey, speaking of steel, I got to witness old Hank blasting Bubba's hot rod down the track, dude. Now we know the history of that car. However, Hank's got it set up. I won't go into all the details because I don't know if there's
it's the same body, same chassis, but it's not the same power plant. There's differences. So
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to go into details as far as what Hank is doing because I don't know if there's a particular etiquette when it comes to talking about other racers setups. However,
that makes total sense, Steve. I get it.
Off into the hole. But it was great, man. Seeing Hank, I mean, he busted out a 64 or 68, something like that. I can't remember. Numbers get flopped around in my head, but it was still a great pass. John and Hank were just laying it down over the weekend. I mean, it's basically, just some really good shit, and everybody made really good runs. So it was really cool to see Hank and hang out with Hank. If you're watching Hank, appreciate you taking Emmett and I in and letting the kids all play together. That was pretty sweet. And then it was quite an experience watching Lyle. We were standing there at the line and watching Lyle go down the track. And for a second, I thought I saw flames, but I thought that it was like the good old fashioned bullhorn flames, right? Because it was nighttime and
fire or something like that.
Yeah, but then when they didn't go away, and then they kind of went away, and then they came back, and all of a sudden it got bigger. And my eyesight's bad enough, anyways. I thought to myself for a split second, I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then that's when you could see the black smoke. I was like, holy shit! And Emmett's like, Dad, is he okay? Is he going to be okay? And I was like, I hope so, son. Yeah, Hank did a great job for sure, man. and I was like, I hope so, son. I'm sure he'll be fine. And then, about half hour later, he comes walking. He walked all the way down the track back to the pits just to kind of let everybody know that back to the starting line to let everybody know he's good. But great event, Jeffrey. TJ, it was a good job, man. Is there a person behind Adam? I'm gonna go to the eye doctors.
Yeah, that's Manny.
Yeah, that's Manny. That is Manny.
Wearing one of my ADRL hoodies and one of the old ADRL hats, but
love it.
See if I can try to get a different lighting situation on him.
We should turn him into Melton. Do a live Melton video. Seegers had a personal best this week, and also, yeah, I mean, he ran a 380 or no, John, what did he run? A 370, 378? I can't remember, but he had a really, really great pass, man. That was a good pass for him. I was so excited. Like that was cool, man. Everybody was laying down some pretty good times this weekend.
Yeah, it was a very fun weekend.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, from the sources.
76. Brianna's super cool. Got to meet her as well over the weekend. And don't mess with Brianna. She clearly is a CrossFit monster. I'm pretty sure she
take it down.
She's built like a brick shithouse, dude. And I don't mean that offensively. I mean that is like you're gonna get a rear naked chokehold and go out quick. This car's coming around good for sure. And
process.
Well, here's what's cool about it in my mind is that it's such a big car, and to see it competitive at those ETs is really, really cool, right? Because I mean, it's big and long and wide. I mean, it's a heavy duty Batman mobile.
It seems bulky, but it could, it could just be the appearance. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it could weigh 5 pounds. Who knows? He could have a titanium chassis put under it. I have no idea, but it was pretty awesome. And I'm pretty sure Brianna, unless Tim has 2 daughters, but I'm so bad with names, so I do apologize, Brianna. But I'm pretty sure it's Brianna that I met this weekend. Anyways, I digress. Let's see here. So yeah, exciting weekend. It was pretty crazy, but it was fun. Emmett and I, let's see, always happy for Seegers. He seems like I've seen him race for 25 years. Yeah, he's been at it a long time. And I'll tell you, he is just one of the nicest dudes around. Everybody is.
Yeah. You don't meet many assholes.
No, No, and the Chris Carter, I met him, and Carter's racing team.
Jeffrey put a post about them. That was my first run-in with them.
Yeah, he runs a blue Dodge Viper. And yeah, he was, I mean, those guys are, yo, buddy, let's go racing. Hey, we're ready.
I'm ready to go hang out at that backyard bar you keep putting up on Facebook.
Get out of here. Has he built a backyard bar?
It's got a nice little setup.
How have I not seen it? You know what I got? I don't know how to figure out how I get content through my Facebook
you don't
stream.
Facebook well.
I don't Facebook. Well, I only get what the algorithm gives me. So
I'd rather not learn how to Facebook well, but it's a evil necessity.
Not know how to Facebook well.
Evil necessity.
Yeah, I think you follow particular individuals and you probably just get their stuff, right?
Sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it pops up in your feed if one of your followers or somebody you're following puts something out there.
Like a mouse? Pop up in your feed?
Possibly. I don't know what you're into.
I don't know. John, I'm talking about John. John knows. He probably got. No, he's a farmer, not a cattle or livestock guy.
I'll tell you what, I keep running across those videos in my old algorithm that people go out there with those almost like superpower airsoft guns and sit in barns with night vision thermal scopes and just picking off rats.
Oh, that would be awesome. Are they killing rats with airsoft guns?
Yes, they're killing.
These
things are dying, but it's not a BB.
No, it's a plastic ball.
Well, and I know an airsoft is, but I don't know exactly what they're using to kill these things. But holy crap, is it effective? And it looks like such a good time.
You went 2/10 quicker. You only went 2/10 quicker, man. Come on. Oh, that's great. Oh, the spirits were high, man, at the event. It was great. And I'll tell you, that was a great turnout.
Everything looked great from what I could, glean back here at home on Facebook and such. So
yeah, it was a really good turnout. So exciting weekend. Emmett and I rented a Hellcat. Of course, Adam, I'm sure you probably could have assumed I was going to rent something.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't the Vet, but okay.
I thought about it. However,
done that.
Couldn't have done that. They, how low they sit, and there's no back seat, so Emmett would have just been SOL. So
it's really confining. It is confining.
So of course, I put Emmett sitting in the back over the little hump in the middle, right, and he's got his middle seatbelt on, and we're leaving the airport, pulling out of the parking there in Birmingham, and coming up around the turn. And there's like a little straightaway that goes down, and Emmett's like, "Dad, rev it up," and I was like, "I'm gonna do more of the rev it up, son," and I just punched it, and it was just. Dude, I was just fishtailing that thing, drifting it everywhere I could, man. And it was pretty awesome. So to the guys that rented me that Hellcat, I hope you're not watching, but I hope you are. It's a good handling machine. I can drive the absolute shit out of it. And I actually looked into what it would cost me to go to Frank Holly's racing school today. So I think we're going down the path.
Sounds good. Need to also go down the path of registering for PRI. And
oh yeah, man, that just doesn't sound as fun as daydreaming about going to drag racing school.
Trust me, I know. But by the time that registration deadline comes up, and you say, "Oh shit,"
is there a deadline?
Yes.
I mean, I thought you could like get it done at any time, like a week prior to the event.
That is a negative.
Okay, well, thank you, Adam. That's why you're there, bro. I appreciate that. Yep. I hope everybody else goes to PRI. Dude, I love PRI. What a great, cool event.
Oh, don't you come in here with that bullshit, Ben.
What do you guys think of the Deftone? Well, you already know my answer, Ben. You already know my answer. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that was a good one, dude. So let's see. Lyle Barnett. Thank God you're okay, bro. So that was crazy to see that happen. I've never seen a burn down like that before. Or a meltdown, or whatever you want to call it. He said that the CO2 or I guess there's an oxygen system that they put in the cars just in case it does burn up, so you're not breathing all of the fiberglass smoke and stuff. But he said that even when it was in a ball of flames and he was sitting there and he couldn't see shit, but it's so muscle memory that he kind of knew what he was doing. He was getting the net out and stuff. But he said that I guess the air in there was so good that you couldn't even smell anything. You couldn't even smell the burning. So
I guess
that's how many viewers you have this week. Awesome. What is it, like up to 3 or 4? No, Mike.
Agreed.
No, 100% come on, Mike. Really? Oh man, I love the Deftones so much. Oh, and then Adam sings that, right? Like Deftones suck, but let's sing some Fergie. What'd that say? What was on that one?
18.
Oh, well, we're killing it. Well, we're about joking. I hope you like Deftones. Another nerd spotted. No, I think Tolly's joking, man. I think he's joking. I mean, Deftones are a really, really good band. I think they're more for guys that are, kind of vibey with the 80s, kind of.
Yeah.
Because they're very influenced by like The Cure and shit like that. And if you're not into The Cure and you're not into Morrissey or any of that other stuff, then yeah, you're probably not going to like the Deftones too much. Even though their first album was just heavy as shit. The first 2 albums were really. Seen them in concert 3 times. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Mike, when I was stationed out of Camp Pendleton, one of my buddies, his sister is married to Chino. It was Chino's first wife. Look, Batman is here. Batman is Tim in here?
Very possibly. Could be one of our.
I hope so. Tim, if you're watching, man, awesome weekend, brother. Congratulations. You guys, your team did really, really good. Band. I thought you were talking about Deftuners.
And I guess if there are some out there, it's possible.
Yeah, Deftuners. That's hilarious. Yeah, you know what? That actually would be a great band name. Deftuners. Just a group of dudes playing metal or rock that are race car guys. Not necessarily tuners, but and either on a team or a tuner or somebody. I digress.
Good little theme or whatever to kind of go with.
Yeah. So other than that, man, super cool weekend. And then we're right out to Scott. What's good, dude? Mason Coxwell had his PB 60 foot 952. No shit. Yeah. So it was so here's what's awesome is that Scott and Mason were actually matched up to run each other prior to Lyle's burn down. Yeah, there we go. So how cool was that? How cool would that have been? And it was funny because we're staying in the pits and they're just talking shit to each other. Of course. Yeah, I mean, it was good, but Mason's sitting there with his girlfriend and Scott's over there just like talking shit. Just posts a picture of a turtle. Those boys are fast. Mason, basically all of the NOF racers here. Like oh shit. But no, that was super cool watching. Well, it would have been really cool to see Mason and Scott run each other, but hey, that's all right. It almost happened, but it was sweet. Yeah, good job, Mason. And that's a beautiful car you got too, brother. I love that thing. So, and then I guess they got one more for Scott's daughter, Mason's sister. They got a 470 car. I think they're going to be finishing up or whatnot. Nice. I think it's finished as a matter of fact, because you brought that down, if I'm not mistaken, to where were we? Did you bring that to Montgomery, Scott? I can't remember where I saw it. It's a beautiful, beautiful fucking car, man. It's so nice. I mean, golly. Scott has like 5 Pro Mods. Yeah, I know, right? I never did ask Scott. Well, yeah, I did. Montgomery International Dragway. That's right. It was at Montgomery. Yeah, it was a good time. But dude, all the guys were there. It was a really good time. Some good racing and good turnout. So, Steel, Alabama. We're definitely got them. I'm deaf from shooting guns and playing loud music, no earplugs. What?
Yeah,
dude,
Ryan always complains about how he's deaf and he stands at the starting line without ear protection. He's like, "Oh, my hearing's fucked up." I was like, "Well, it's not going to get any better, you idiot."
No, hey, guess what? It's broken, is what I call it. My ears are broken, so I'm good. Y'all have a great rest of your day. It's time for me to get after it since the ditch is cleared out now. Godspeed, Uncle Steve.
Fuck off, Steve.
Yeah, fuck off. And maybe you can call us back at a Hooters somewhere. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe you get to a Hooters in the next. Probably not. He's in his rig.
Closing them down. They keep closing them down. I don't know where Steve's going to go. We're going to have to find a plan B. It's going to be Tilted Kilt or something like that. I don't know what's going to happen.
Are they closing Hooters down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's another round of Hooters that are closing down. I think there's one out in Maplewood or something like that. There's 2 or 3 here locally that are closing.
I think the only way I have a Pro Mod in my
I don't want to know how it was modded.
I think he means Pro Rod.
You're doing your business.
Yeah, right.
You're sure trying.
I think the only way to save Hooters is turn it into a 21 and older restaurant and just all the girls are topless. That's kind of the only way you save that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just daydreaming. However, I think that would be interesting. A franchise or a chain of restaurants that are fully topless. When does Will get the seat, John?
Oh,
yeah, right. Will's ready. And that dude's all over it, bro. But Will is, man, I mean, that kid, talk about smiling. That kid Will is one of the happiest dudes I've ever met. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him without a smile on his face. And he's always running around and helping doing this. And he's so engaged and busy when he gets out of school and makes some.
Well, that's a fair answer there. Hard to argue that.
And then there's that. Agreed. Look at that card. It's like, I agreed. Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Hooters. Dan's like, yeah, my Hooters closed. That sucks.
They're trying to do DoorDash. They do DoorDash under 3 different names. They'll do it under Hooters. They have another one where it focuses on burgers, and then another one that it's seafood. So they're trying to expand it, but TNA
knockers. That's fucking ingenious. That's ingenious. In South Florida, they used to have topless donut shops.
Oh, God bless Florida.
Oh man, yeah, no kidding. He is 100. Keeps me going in this crap. No shit, he's 100. Yeah, I'm opening up a spinoff called Cooters.
Cooters themed.
Yeah, that's like a bunch of chicks in like rebel flag tops, tank tops, but it's going to be bottomless. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, bottomless wings, bottomless fries.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in that one, I think that you just call that one wizard sleeves.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Maybe a step too far. My bad. Slightly inappropriate. But just a reminder, this is After Hours Tuesday night Bet You Didn't Know podcast. This is not our Thursday night ADRL family friendly podcast. So if it comes off offensive, fuck off.
Yeah, and we mean that in the best way. That's why
we mean that as we love you. That's how that means. Yes. And Bobby and Leslie Jackson are fully aware that Carter is in here. Okay.
According to Carter.
According to Carter. Well, they chime in every once in a while. So yeah. However, he does pound Eminem. I mean, listens to Eminem a lot. Yeah. Makes Eminem his B. Biatch.
B in the A.
Yeah. Someone sliced me off of that roast. Someone sliced me off of that roast beef. Cooters. Coo, coo, coo. Coo, coo, coo.
Roast beef.
Yeah, right. It was funny. I was just actually watching old retro McDonald's commercial when they were doing the whole Dukes of Hazzard thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, like the General Lee still had, so it's like all cardboard hamburger boxes and they had the big rebel flag on top and the whole thing. And I mean, when you're a kid, that's totally normal. You had the, well, I don't think Jesse's truck was in there, just the sheriff and General Lee back in the days.
Too, maybe a tow truck.
Yeah, that was Jesse's tow truck, right? Or no? Oh, what was it? Not Uncle Jesse. It was
Cooter the mechanic.
Was Cooter the mechanic? I thought Cooter was one of the police officers.
No,
Cooter was the mechanic. It was Cooter's shop. That's right.
Has he moved already? If so, let me know. That would be awesome. I've always wanted to live in a haunted house. I've only had a couple experiences where I've had spirits follow me on investigations home, but they only stuck around for a few days. So
yeah,
it was cool for a minute. But
well, I bet you didn't know that Adam and I's adult lives sort of started off together after I got out of the service. We were roommates in a house that was haunted. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you could say you believe, you don't believe. 110% it was haunted, but there was a lot of shit that happened in front of that house and around that house. So the road, so my grandparents are like the first of like 5 families on this road called Hemsath Road, and it was very hilly. They called it the 7 Hills of Hell. And starting in the 60s, kids would start at one end and they would floor it, and by the time they got to like the 4th hill, a lot of times they go airborne and crash, right? Did y'all have to wear white coats with straps on the back?
They ain't never caught me yet. I've been to plenty of places. I seek that stuff out. I look for haunted places to get into and go to.
Yeah, I mean, it might sound corny until you're in the middle of it. Because, as a kid growing up and as an young adult, I would have never even thought twice about it until living there. And then you're like, okay, it's absolutely unexplainable. But the road in front of the house was the 7 Hills of Hell. And so all through the 60s and 70s and 80s, kids would crash right in front of my grandmother's house. And I would say at least a handful of times, probably close to 10 times, had kids crashed and died in front of her house in the yard, come up knocking on the door, collapsed and died on the front porch a couple times. Like, it was just a nightmare of a mess area. 7 Hill. My house is not haunted, but it doesn't bug me. It does the opening cabinets when I'm not looking thing. Now that's kind of bizarre, dude. You might be in an Indian burial ground.
At least it sounds like it's kind of learned how to coexist to where it's accepting.
I mean, I'd be like, hey, since you're here, why don't while I'm laying here, why don't you give me some attention? If you know what I mean, Ghosty. I mean, if you can open cabinets, you can open these pants.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so
you don't know what spirit's there.
Well, if you can't see them, then it doesn't matter.
It's a close your eyes and pretend situation.
It's like eating bugs. It's like you can't taste them if you can't see them.
It's not gay in the dark.
It's not gay in the dark. I have a wife for that. Yes, you do. But wives aren't always home or available. So. And I'm just saying, if it's a ghost, I guess it's not cheating if they're not actually there. It might just feel like a breeze. Penrod, I think it's the Penrod's grandfather. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd be interested to go back and check the history and see where the connection might be.
Hey, so why don't we shoot our next podcast next Tuesday night out at Ben's house? I mean, if it's haunted, maybe we can get there a little early, do some ghost. You got all your stuff still, your EMF readers and all your things and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, main thing I like using is just a good old fashioned recorder for EVPs. That's the most consistent.
If you're from Winfield, you'd know he died there. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Come up. Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, this house that Adam and I lived in, I mean, it was bizarre. I mean, clocks were resetting. Like, it would be reset one day in my room and Adam's would be fine. The next day Adam's would be reset and mine would be fine, and banging on the walls like hard enough to where it would wake computers up in the middle of the night. And I actually got it on video. So there was, you remember when I videotaped that, Adam? I set it up in the corner and you just hear and the light came on, the computer came on. I even had the mouse hanging over the edge of the computer stand just to make sure. So it was crazy. I mean, that was footsteps. You'd be in the basement, you would swear somebody was upstairs. I'm like, oh, Adam's home, you know, and go upstairs and front door's locked, nobody's home, and you're like, dude, what in the absolute, what the hell? Like, yeah, that's crazy. So good times. So if you believe in ghosts, awesome. If you don't, awesome. It's, you know, we're from the show me state. So
I've been shown plenty. So
yeah, he has. Whatever that means.
I also love taking people that don't believe to haunted places, because they're you know, they're not going in with a preconceived notion or anything like that. They're not scared to, oh, I'm not going to go into that room or anything like that, because I hear a noise, I'm the one heading towards it. So yeah, I enjoy having skeptics come along and then see what we can figure out.
For sure. So what else is going on there? Had any murders in your hood lately?
No murders in the hood. The only thing that's getting murdered around here is my butthole, because I have to use toilet paper again. So my bidet broke on Sunday.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Formed a little bit of a crack. So found that out when I woke up Sunday morning and walked in the bathroom, and splish splash. It's never what you want to feel on your feet.
Oh, that's not good at all, dude. Really? Okay, I'm going to bed. I have roofs to slang. I may come over tomorrow, though, Ryan, just to say hi and get a hug. Hey, man, come on by, brother. I'll be here. I'll be working on the deck. I've got to finish putting the railing system in. I ain't scared. Heck no.
No, come on.
No, you shouldn't be. You should not be. So maybe we'll do the Bet You Didn't Know podcast next Tuesday night from Ben's haunted house. Maybe we'll do it kind of like in the dark with just some halo lights in front of us. I don't know. I have a feeling Ben would try to fuck with us.
Let's see what we can try to figure out. We'll work something out. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I've been looking around and that's the hard part, is most places that are, you know, reportedly at least online haunted are businesses. So it'd be fun to find a private residence, get a little bit of access and things like that. But
well, we could go down. You said you know the owners of the Exorcist house down there.
Yeah, I've gotten in there before. That would be a crazy one to be able to do a podcast from. No lie about that.
I mean, I think that'd be cool, dude. I say we go for it. Excuse me.
Those things can't hurt. I mean, what's the worst they could say is no. All right.
Yeah, that's about it.
There are haunted places around I can reach out to. Lent Mansion.
Oh yeah, the Lent Mansion.
The hard part about this time of year is it gets real busy because it's leading up to Halloween. So everybody starts thinking about it.
What we could do one soon. Do you think they'd let us come in there for free when don't mess with them demons?
Nope.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I can call. Can you? They're not all demons, though. I can't imagine. Maybe it's a jackal spirit.
Anything's possible.
Could be. Could be.
No, I doubt that the Lemp would let us come down and for free just do a podcast or an episode or something like that. I mean, maybe it's not outside the realm of possibility, but at the same time, it'd almost be more fun to get a room there or get a couple rooms there, and then just do a live stream all night.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Oh yeah, dude. Then we could just live stream, walk around while we're doing it.
It's just basically I'll bring the computer and run everything from the computer, but we call in from our phones, and then our phones are really our roving cameras and everything like that. So we could 3-story mansion, so we'd have plenty of places to check.
No, I love it. I think that'd be a good time. Oh, going back to the Bromax thing. Oh, Tyler Miller, what's good, brother? Want more cars to show up? Don't advertise John Sullivan. Well, we better just keep John Sullivan and Bubba and Frankie off the off the locked in list, because those are and Doug Reister. Look, dude, Doug will put it down the same as everybody else.
God damn, Carter, killing him out there
by more than 15 rounds. Get out of here. What were your reaction times like? Were you laying it down? Triple zips every time? Bang, bang, bang.
Well, trip
to be a sniper. I bet Carter grows up. Yes, they are a separate show. Yeah. You know, hey, but look, I mean, Seegers is getting down in the 70s, and he's got a big old car. I believe that as this year goes on into next year, we will have a pretty consistent field of 50s and 60s. I believe that. Some of the guys in the 70s are going to get down to the 60s. And look, and it's and as you know, I mean, as everybody knows, ET doesn't always mean everything, right? I mean, it's easy to break.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
everybody's got a chance.
But when you're that close, anybody can win. You know, now if you're putting up money for fastest ET, that, you know, that might be that could be a little unfair, you know. But now look, we got Hank running Bubba's car. Now it's Hank's car. I mean, we just have to call it Hank's car now. Hank Stanton. And I was decent at the tree, but I toke. Oh, can't tell everybody that, bro.
It's legal most everywhere.
I took the stripe by 00 a few times. Of course you did. No, that's great, man. Consistent. Hank's going to bust the 50 soon.
No doubt.
There's no doubt about it. And Sullivan. I believe Sullivan will too. I mean, I know that if there would have been another round or two this past weekend, that the landlord would have hit 50 or 52.
We see it all the time. People out there not running Dayco belts, and they're just throwing those things in the elimination rounds, and they're coming up short. Don't let yourself fall short. Reach out to Amanda Hoover and Chris Duncan for your Dayco belt.
Yeah, make it a great day. Make it a Dayco day. Make it a Dayco day. That's a great plug, Adam. That's super great. I'm glad that you remember that. Chris Duncan and Amanda Hoover. Chris Duncan Race Cars, official sponsor of the ADRL 2024. As well as Fuel Tech, of course, and Luis and Toby Baptiste and Renegade Racing Fuels.
Right.
So,
but they're not a sponsor of this show.
Not a sponsor of this show, but we still like to give them love since
this
has become more of an industry podcast versus our old-fashioned sit in the basement, getting high, talking about beheadings and bulls and weird things and lathering people in honey and, you know, all that stuff. I bet you guys didn't know that back in the day, during I don't know, what was it,
mid-COVID shit?
No. I'm talking about was it Cleopatra? Who was it that had the two people up by her throne lathered in honey to attract all the flies away from them? Or that was a common practice?
Yeah, it was a common practice for powerful Egyptians. So it wasn't just royalty, but they'd have a servant or slave, whatever you want to call them, and they'd lather them with honey and have that person follow them around all day to attract bugs and insects so that they weren't bothered with mosquitoes.
You know, you think about it, just in society in general, when we walk around, people don't have bugs and gnats and they're not all that attracted to, you know. Hold on, wait up, my car, I'm coming to run extreme. A 5-second head start.
Yeah,
that would actually be kind of cool. Might be a little dangerous though, unless there was a concrete barrier between you and the other lane. But that would almost be kind of sweet, dude. Like have a little exhibition, Carter Jackson against any of our extreme dragster guys. That would be super cool. There's talked to Rocky this weekend. His name is Rocky, and I'm so bad with names. Anyways, Rocky's wife is John. Help me out here. I think you were down there, John. Who's the tall guy whose name is Rocky? And then he had the old because there can't be that many Rockies, and everybody would know who he is because he was there. But the taller gentleman, Rocky, he's got the younger, attractive wife who was there, but she used to be an extreme dragster or a dragster racer. And she's probably one of the most winningest dragsters. They used to have an outlaw series, a small outlaw series. And then they had Flanagan. Oh, okay. Is it Flanagan? Okay. Rocky Flanagan. So it was John shooting for 40s now. Faster every race. Yeah, no kidding.
We're here for it.
That's right. But Rocky Flanagan was there, and then I'm trying to think of the older guy that was with him that they call him he's the king of blowers. What kind of blower was that? Damn it, man. I'm totally having a brain fart
Jim
here.
Kyle?
Jim Kyle. Oh, was it Jim Kyle? The
or Jerry Rhodes? We got Jerry Rhodes coming up as well.
Got Jerry Rhodes coming up. Why do they both sound familiar? He is the Whipple Super. That's right, John. Yeah, right when you pulled that up. Jim, he's the Whipple Super Chart. And he's like, do you know who I am? He's like, do you know who I am? And I was like, no. He's like, and he told me his name, Jim Kyle. I guess did we decide that was his name, or was it John, or was it the other guy?
Yeah, we're settled on it.
Jim Kyle. Okay. He's like, do you know who I am? And I was like, no, sir. And he's like, I'm Jim Kyle. He's like, I'm the Whipple Supercharger master of the world, or whatever he said.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I love superchargers. I got a B&M mega blower, blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada. We started talking, roots blower. And he's like, yeah, all you got to do is type in Whipple and my name shows up. And I was like, oh, awesome. And so it was cool talking to him and Rocky. And so back to my point, Rocky is building a dragster, or has a dragster. His wife is building a dragster. And I think that they were all talking about a few more dragsters being built to come run our extreme dragster class. So, that's pretty.
Watch his pretty little ass.
Who asked?
Told James he better watch his pretty little ass.
Well, James knows him because apparently they helped. I'm pretty sure that they said they helped Trolson build that motor or the blower on that car. Or I could be wrong. I could be talking out of line here, but they definitely brought up Lee. So yeah. Oh man, he was talking. He's like, "Have you ever met Lee?" And I was like, "Oh well, he jumps in the podcast every once in a while, and lays some comments."
Montgomery.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about I was like, yeah, we do the late night podcast. They hop on here, and after a few drinks, things get a little fun. They're like, oh yeah, you know him, and I was like, oh, it's great. I love it. Actually, where are all the Trolsons at?
Haven't seen him pop in yet.
Oh man,
I know James has been busy working and all that stuff, and sleeping to get up early to then work, so he doesn't have to work in attics in the heat. So can't blame him.
Do you have his number? You should. How do I not have his number in my phone?
Agreed, Dan. They look great on flyers and everything.
Great. We need dragsters. This class has spectator appeal too, for sure. Dragsters are really cool, and especially when they're extreme dragsters. Not a dragster with a
not like Carter's
light on the back with a number on it. Not like Carter's. No, I'm kidding. Carter, we love you, man. We're just missing it. I just have to say that.
He's been through what? At least we're 82 episodes in on this podcast, so he's been here for at least 40.
And he can hold his own. And for everybody watching, Carter is our historian of the ADRL, just so you know. I am almost willing to bet that Carter knows as much, if not more, than most people about the ADRL. Now, Brett Kepner is a little bit different of a story. Need something to watch between pro mods. Brett Kepner does have he's like the record book holder. He has all of the knowledge of all the races. He messages me and is like, hey, you got to make sure you send me everything so I can log it. And I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, he's got it all. But Jackson, he's our guy. I was a bit suspect of PJS engines, but with the way Cole and Sullivan are running 100% a believer now. Oh yeah, let's talk about Cole a little bit, man. So, man, I've always liked Cole. Met him last year for the first time. Actually met Brandon for the first time last year, and got to really know Brandon and his wife and Cole, and it was just so far, and they were just always been awesome. And then of course at Bradenton World Series of Pro Mods, actually Cole and I got to hang out a lot, and and I knew. And so all this past year kind of knew something was happening. And so, then he gets this new pro mod, and then he's up there with the No Prep King kicking everybody's ass. They make stupid power. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're really good engines. But yeah, so Cole's making a name for himself, man. it's kind of putting PGS engines on the map for with the whole No Prep Kings things, man. Like, yeah, it was cool. I don't know if everybody knows this, but I did at the beginning of the year sponsor James Street Beast or Doc, I guess is what people call him, Doc or Street Beast. His car was Street Beast, but on the back of his car, he's got a big, giant, fat ADRL logo, and
shirt.
And Cole's like, he's like, I got Doc. I pulled Doc, and I was like, oh, and so I said, hey, I was like, don't be intimidated by that big old ADRL logo on the back of Doc's window, and he kind of laughed, but ended up beating Doc, so it was interesting. However,
he didn't have to see it.
He didn't have to see it. No, he did not have to see it. Did not. So yeah, good job, Cole. It's awesome, man. He's kicking some ass up there. He is kicking some ass. PGS Racing, bringing it to the house. Anybody that's running a PGS motor is kicking some ass. I'll tell you that. So what else we got? What else we got? 52 minutes, man. This shit has gone by quick, bro.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Make nitrous cars great again. Yeah, let's do it, man. I want to see some nitrous guys coming in and hanging with Reister. I mean, and look, Reister's no millionaire. I'll tell you that. Like, the guy works out of a 2-car garage and has a 50-year-old car trailer. Clyde runs Noonan. Okay. I'm not sure what Clyde's running, honestly.
How often does Clyde run, though?
Yeah. How often does Clyde run?
God, I love taking shots. You always got to take shots at the kid.
Oh, yeah. Clyde loves it, though, man. But you got to be able to take it. He is built different. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but Clyde can take it, but he can fucking dish it.
He loves the game. And you got to respect it.
I stay out of that game. I'm not witty enough. I can't. I'm just like, whatever. Don't fuck with me. I just walk away. Whatever. That was funny. Okay, later.
I'll play ball all day.
Mm-hmm. Texas T. That's right. Oh my gosh, that whole video when he was talking shit about me. Mr. Doug is a legend for sure.
With our weekly online group chat.
Yeah, he's like an old drummer boy with a mohawk.
Like off one of those rings or whatever.
Yeah, it was so funny. But he did have the disclaimer. He's like, "No, I'm just joking." I'm just joking.
Ooh, he was on fire earlier this week, putting out mandates as far as, I guess he had an issue at.
I think it was a Galen thing. That was a Galen thing. I'm pretty certain.
Well, I don't know. It signed off at the end, Clyde. So.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah, but they were having some issue, I guess, with people selling food and stuff like that out in the lot.
Oh, what do you call those? Like the guys outside the ball field selling cheap T-shirts and water bottles and hamburgers and shit. Yeah,
right. So I get it. So then, of course. It was. You
will be banned forever, or at least a year. We'll start there.
So then people read too far into it and took it as, oh, we can't bring, a grill to feed our team or whatever like that. So now we have
but people can twist that however they want. Look, he didn't say you can't bring food for your people. He's saying don't make food and fucking sell it. Is what he's saying.
Exactly.
Yes. Like, come on, know your rules. Or do you put a line in the sand? You just don't let people bring barbecue pits. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. People selling burgers with huge griddles. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean
that is kind of fucked up.
And all sorts of stuff like that.
I mean, I imagine, here's what I think, Adam. I think that if you're going to a track, the track sells concessions, and that track that track's source of revenue is coming from the concession. So if you're going to be the asshole that comes there and fucking cooks meals and sells shit in the parking lot, like, get the fuck out of here, man. You know what you're doing. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, you're cutting into profits. It's a different story when a racing team brings their own food to the track and feeds themselves, because that wasn't profits for Clyde, and they're not making anything off it. They're just feeding themselves while they race.
That's right.
But it's different if they then start, somebody starts selling burgers or this, that. Yep, I get it.
Hey, Adam, you watch podcasts. Who's the dude that has the show? It's kind of got the desk, you know, and then he's got guests coming in, but he's got a band and they do really weird shit. Like he'll
Andre.
I think that's
it's probably Eric Andre.
Awesome. Dude, I've been watching some of his episodes. If you guys don't know who Eric Andre is, watch him. It is so bizarre, the shit this guy does. I watched a skit where he walks up to this guy selling wigs in Manhattan on the street, right? He walks up, the guy's selling wigs. He puts one on. He's like, oh, man, I really like this wig, you know? And the guy's laughing. And he was like, no, seriously. And he picks up some lipstick and puts it on. He's like, oh, no, man, this feels pretty good. And so he's like, man, this kind of covers my identity and blah, blah, blah. And then this cop walks up and he's like, have you seen a picture of this guy? And it was him, right? And Andre goes, you know, and the cop is like, no, seriously, this guy has just, you know, murdered somebody. We got his printout. We need to find him. And Andre's sitting there. He's like, don't even. And the guy's like, what the fuck? And then this other cop comes up and he's got a picture of the first cop. Hey, have you seen this guy impersonating a cop? He just murdered somebody. and then the cop is like, kill you. And so then Andre and the cop both are, and the guy's like, what the fuck is happening right now? And then they start dancing around, we'll kill you. And they're all like dancing around the guy. You can totally tell it was a total mind blaster on that dude. He was like, what the fuck is happening?
Eric Andre is very creative and very funny.
Yeah. Super creative. Creative. If you don't know who he is, check him out.
Clips, his interviews. Oh man, he would bring people into the studio and then in the middle of the interview just get up and start smashing the desk.
Yeah.
Just into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, that's
bring
right.
out a whole new desk. So much fun stuff. But yeah, Eric Andre.
So I will say this as we get closer to the events. I just want to let everybody know that in true ADRL fashion, we are going to be enforcing the starting line and who is spectating at the starting line at the burnout box. Just I've heard too many horror stories, and we will not have anything catastrophic or super shitty that we can control happen on our watch. So just to let you guys know, now it'll be handled tactfully. If you don't have a restricted band, you're not going to come up there with the team. So make sure all the teams have what you guys need, but I'll be enforcing that pretty strictly, like we have at all the other races. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. It's nice and easy. I want it to be a nice laid-back event, have a good time, but getting 3 feet from a car from the starting line or 2 feet while they're doing a burnout or, no, not happening. So anyways, just a little rant. Just wanted to say that.
Fair enough.
Good. All right. Well, Prince Adam.
Yep. We've done it yet again.
We've done it yet again. Good turnout tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in on our Tuesday night Bet You Didn't Know. Typically we have something. Prince Adam has something that we bet that you didn't know. That's how this whole podcast started.
It's how it started, but boy, really, it's really kind of taken a sharp left right into the wall.
From you know what I mean, Hank?
That original template. But no, we'll get back to it, and I've tried sprinkling in the fun facts, but damn if the people don't just claim
Come on, dude.
I mean, I don't necessarily.
Do you have one? You gotta have one somewhere. How do you not have any notebooks of all the Bet You Didn't Know stuff?
I've got a list of the deaths over there, but that's about the only thing that I've got going.
Well, let's regurgitate one. Okay, the one that I like, which I think is there's
what's
one
that stuck with you the most?
I would say the one that has stuck with me the most that I can't get out of my head is the bull, the brass bull. So
the brazen bull, yeah,
the brazen bull. So for those that didn't know, back in the day, and I couldn't tell you how long, 1,000 years ago, probably somewhere around there, more. Anyways, back in the day, Roman times, probably I would say, right? Roman time.
Probably 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, yeah,
okay,
roughly.
Yeah. So one thing that they would do, if you were convicted of whatever, something hideous enough to constitute this, what they would do is they had this life-size brass or bronze bull, right? And it was hollow and had a little trap door, I think on the top or underneath, didn't matter. Anyways, they would take you, they would put you in this brass bull, and inside the bull there was a horn that was mounted from the inside, and the bull's mouth was open, and the whole of the bull's mouth was the end of the horn, right? So if you were in there, you could like blow into it or talk into it, and it'd come out of the bull. So what they would do, the guy that built it was first one to prove
that is a
or,
fact. That
oh
is,
shit! Okay, well we got to get to that. I want you to capitalize on that statement.
Yeah, no, we're good.
So what would happen is they would put people in this bull, and then they would make a fire underneath it, and they would heat it up. And what would happen is, as it got hotter and hotter, and you're probably sticking your hands at the sides, and then you couldn't hold on anymore, and then your flesh hit the brass, and your skin's coming off, and you're just freaking out, and you're cooking alive inside this thing. As you would scream, it would come out of the mouth of the bull, and that's how they know that it was working, because you would just start making noises, and it would come out of the bull's mouth, and as you would scream, the bull like, ah, kind of thing. And that's what they do to people. They throw them in the bull and cook you alive, and that is absolutely brutal. I mean, that's brutal, dude. That's actually, to me, more brutal than the triangle sawhorse that they'd have people sit on. The wedge.
Yeah, the wedge. Yeah.
Put weight on your feet and you just sit up there. Like,
the levels of creativity and ingenuity that people put into killing people is endlessly impressive.
Impressive. It's impressive.
It is. To think that
utterly evil, however,
somebody wasn't enough.
Impressive.
Hanging somebody wasn't enough.
Chopping their head off.
Drawn and quartered wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Now we have to take an elephant that we've specifically trained and have it step on your body, starting at your feet, working up. Then before it gets to any vital organs, then they stomp the elephant's feet down your arms, then maybe your chest, and then squish your head. That's stuff to where death becomes so mundane that you have to build in some entertainment and excitement to it.
That's going to piggyback on the next one I want to talk about. We'll do one more, but will you quickly Wu-Tang How to Kill?
Yeah. Wu-Tang's for the children.
Well, tell me about the guy that invented it, proved that it worked. So he built it, and then he
built it, presented it to the king, and the king put him in.
Bullshit.
No, he was the first victim of his own design.
No way. Well, I mean, just because, like, oh yeah, let's see if it works. Oh, I'm in.
Human life was it had so little value back then.
Maybe it was something like the guy did something shitty. The king was like, all right, man. Look, we're gonna let you live. However, you're a smart dude, and I wonder if he knew that he was making his own demise.
I doubt it.
So the other story from the Bet You Didn't Know, we've had a lot of these podcasts.
82.
The other one that stands out to me is just how intelligent elephants are. People talk about how smart elephants are. However, there's an incident where and I don't remember what country it is. Could have been like Thailand or Philippines or something like that. But there's elephants out in the wild, and these hunters went out and killed one of the baby elephants, if I'm not mistaken, one of the young elephants.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, right. I'll try it.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Looks nice and warm. So these hunters go out and they kill one of the baby elephants. Well, I guess the mom elephant was so distraught, not I guess, but from what I understand, and Adam, tell me if I'm wrong, the mom elephant was so pissed off about it that she went miles, and I mean, it was like a long, long way back to the village, and literally found the person in the town by recognition, facial recognition, scent, something,
whichever.
Figured out who it was that shot her baby, mauled her and a whole bunch of people, mauled them, and then got the hell out of Dodge. Killed the person that killed her baby, and then got the hell out of Dodge. So then they're having a funeral for the gal that got trampled to death by this elephant. They're having a funeral. The elephant comes back to town and tramples everybody in the funeral.
And knocks over the casket.
And kills a bunch more people. And then gets the hell out of Dodge.
Nature's awesome.
I mean, yeah, kind of puts in perspective how crazy smart animals are. You just, Mm-hmm. Humans are dumb enough to think we're the smartest things out there, but we're not. I mean, we are at the top of our food chain, but are we? I mean, if an elephant's coming 30 miles into town, picking out one person that killed her baby, mauling them, coming back, and then killing all your friends.
I've dreamed of the day that nature, in some way, shape, or form, finally either comes up with something or just decides fuck this and turns on humans.
Well, dude, I did see a video not long ago of a monkey at a zoo who picked up a rock. It was smashing it on the glass and broke all the glass out and got out. And I was like, oh, yeah. And it begins.
Right. It only takes, it just takes one thing to set it off. One species to mutate and lose.
And I believe I believe they're interconnected worldwide somehow. Did you ever see the story? It was about it was about monkeys or gorillas or something, and how there was an experiment, and as these monkeys were evolving to do something, it was happening simultaneously on another continent and another country. This whole thing about it that is just mind blowing when you read about it. It sounds kind of dumb because I don't really have the deets on it, but it's pretty mind blowing.
Indeed, there are amazing facts out there.
Mm-hmm.
One I always use to describe what we talk about or things like that is that Cleopatra existed closer to the release date of the first iPhone than the completion of the pyramids. That one always still just warps my mind.
Timeline of history, she's closer to us than she was close to the pyramids.
Yeah, I think she was only like 63, 64 BC, something like that. So she'd only be a couple thousand years from the release of the iPhone, but she was 3,000 to 4,000 years after the pyramids were finished.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Yeah,
a long time. Egypt was around and did things for a long time.
Yeah, they were a super advanced civilization for back then. You know, just doing what they did. We want to call it primitive, but it wasn't really primitive. It was
it's only comparative to today's standards.
Right. It was highly technically advanced to the point we can't even replicate it, but we can do shit now with technology they could never do. And so it's just a different layer. I mean, I think they have, if you ask me, I almost feel like the Egyptians had almost, no, I can't say that, but their level of critical thinking was really, really. What's weird to me is how did we in 200 years get to where we're at, and the Egyptians never quite got to that level of technology? Like what triggered that? I don't know. It's a weird evolution. Some things happened, perpetuated it, and it just is what it is.
And the problem is the loss of the Library of Alexandria with all the contents of knowledge and information that existed within that. I mean, it was such a huge amount of history that was wiped out.
Yeah, you're right. That's right.
So now all we do is guess.
Hey, if anybody has any suggestions or recommendations for sponsors for the ADRL, I've got some lined up, but I'm actually to the point where I can sort of pick and choose at this point. Not a hard sale. However, looking for some sponsors, either for some classes or for title rights sponsor for the year, so on and so forth. If you guys know a business that might be interested, getting some FaceTime, as you guys know, we got 30,000 followers. We get quite a good amount of views on our podcast on Tuesday and Thursday nights. Just in generally speaking, we are actively looking for 25 sponsors. So I'm just going to throw that out whenever I can. I am going to get some good sponsors. It just depends on who. Right now, I'm looking pretty solid on a veteran-owned, Delta Force-owned coffee company, and as well an AR, or should I say rifle manufacturer as well. You know, with me being a veteran and being in that community as well, to me, it makes a lot of sense considering, all the racers out there have bullets in their hot rods, Is it the motor that's the bullet, or is it the car that's the bullet? I think the motor is the bullet. Is that right? I feel so. I mean,
outside of the Steve McQueen movie Bullet, I've never really had
Let's Go Elephants
to that word in cars, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. When people say I got a new bullet, I think they're referencing their engine. But yeah, so let us know. Also, what I was getting to earlier is that we are a Burromax dealer. So if anybody's looking for an electric pit bike or Burromax, engine. Thanks, John. If anybody's looking for a pit bike, let me know, man, so I can get them to you. We just went and toured the new Burromax facility. It was really nice, right, Adam?
Yes, it is. We got a nice, good, good little spot for them to work in and grow into.
For sure. Yeah, they got a great building. So let us know. If you want one, just go to Burromax website, figure out which one you want. Let me know. I'll give you the €80 hookup. And, I promise.
We can all roll around at races together.
For sure. Ask Carter how great they are, man. I've been putting miles on mine. How many hours did Carter say he hit on his? Like 30,000 something. He takes good care of his, though. It's a good bike. I've got
just about 4,000 kilometers on my electric bike, however the fuck long that is.
Oh, boy. Wow. Well, that's a good long way. Kilometers, I don't know. Is that... How many centimeters in a kilometer? I don't even know, man. Whatever it's all metric shit. All right. I got nothing else, man. We're good. That was a great podcast. Thanks for joining in, everybody. John, Mike, Brian, Scott, Mason, all you guys. Uncle Steve, Carter.
2,500 miles.
2,500 miles. Okay, Ben, appreciate you jumping in, brother. 1,300 miles in 1 year on his pit bike. That's a lot of that's literally, I don't know, what's 1,300 divided by 4 is how many times he's been through the pits.
3. What's up, Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, what's good, man? Shit, we miss you. We're actually just getting ready to wrap up. We were talking about you, though. We talked about 30 minutes about that event, man. What a great event, dude. Appreciate you taking us in, man, my son and I, and it was a really good event, dude. It really was. Lots of people, lots of spectators, lots of cars. Man, it was a good time. And you and your wife are super awesome, super chill, nice and laid back. And you're cool as cat, man. Like, you're cool as ice, brother. Just driving around, getting shit done. Great smooth event. It was good. It was a good time. So, Jeffrey, appreciate you, man. Let's see. What's up, guys? It was great to meet you. Yeah, same here, dude. For real. Looking forward to the future. Whatever that means, whatever that might mean, whatever that could mean. I am a huge proponent of optimism and collaboration. So you never know, right, Jeffrey? Never know, brother.
Nothing but optimistic and positivity.
Amen. That is right. So you like my ringtone too? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Well, you know what, man? All your videos you're putting out, it's great because all the songs you're putting on your videos, on your reels you're putting out are just banger hits. I'm like, yeah, Jeffrey's a music guy. Wait till we have you on the podcast and we do In the Groove. That'll be a great one. That's right. So I don't know when you're free, Jeffrey, but let's get you on the podcast here. Not the Tuesday night podcast, but the Thursday night ADRL podcast, and have a segment called In the Groove. We talk about music. So that'll be perfect. Future Rocket City, Bubba John of the trailer.
A little off the trailer bet.
Off the trailer, yeah.
Hank might want in that too. I mean, we can expand the field on that and see who comes off the trailer.
You know what, man? Here's what I think. I think John is tuned in right now. John's in the groove at the moment. He's feeling it. Bubba, on the other hand's got a new whip, and I think he's working the bugs out of it. So I don't know if Bubba would be quite, but there's a lot of time he can test. There's a lot of testing opportunity between now and then, so he might do that.
Mark the time stamp on this so I can clip that and send it to Bubba.
My money on landlord. Oh, dang. Here we go. Let the shit talking begin.
Rents due, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, Bob Glenn's going to be there too. And I don't know if you've been following Bob Glenn, but he has been kicking some ass. I talked to him yesterday, and I'm pretty sure he's won every race. I think he's won every round other than 2 out of... Yeah,
I think there was 1 or 2 that he didn't for whatever reasons or something. But he's been on a tear since that race down at SGMP.
Yeah, so Bob will be there in Huntsville, and he's ready to whoop some booty. So it'll be good, man. Looking forward to it. So I like some off the trailer betting. We'll get that going.
How many people heading there to lose? So let's get it.
Yeah, my money's on the landlord. Yeah, I hear you there, Jeffrey. Oh, Bob Glenn is a bad dude. He sure is, brother.
Pretty car too.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that card. Yeah, and it's just so pretty. It is so pretty. So we're gonna have John gets 80-year-old trophy every race. Yeah, I mean, Bubba's got quite a few 80-year-old trophies. I mean, between Frankie, Ricky Smith, Bubba, Doug,
Bob took the one down in
Bob.
Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, now our extreme dragster class. Yeah, so there's 20 years of trophies hanging out there, and I think between Bubba and Frankie, I think they got the majority of them. If I'm not mistaken, I think Bubba's probably got a good chunk of them. I would say
times they are changing.
Times they are changing. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. Another After Hours Tuesday Night Podcast. Bet you didn't know. We love it. And recently, yes, for sure.
Yeah,
recently. Yep, that is absolutely right. Yeah, no, we're talking recently. Yeah, he's see how long he holds on to it. I know Bubba's itching. He's over in Italy right now, but he's still messaging back. Bubba who? Bubba Gump. That's funny shit. I don't know, John, since you're on here, man, I have a feeling I know your answer, but who do you think are right now with never heard her. All right, John, if you had to pick 3 people, and I have a feeling I know your answer, but if you had to pick 3 people that are going to be your closest competition, you feel, who you picking? Who are the 3 guys that you think is going to give you the run for your money? And we'll call it, let's say everyone we know is tuned in, doing well. And this might be a challenging question. I don't know. It's like asking me my favorite band, but
yeah, it takes in so many variables.
For sure. But who do you think could potentially give you the biggest run for your money? Who? I'm not going to say who you're worried about because I already know your answer. You're going to be like, who? Yeah. Worried about who?
Worried about what?
What am I worried? I'm worried about Nova. Yeah, Bubba, Hank, and Frankie. There you go. Yep. There it is. That was exactly what I was going to pick as well.
List.
But you know what? Bob Glenn, he's got that NHRA trim, and he's running in a few of these. What's Vanessa Flanagan?
Oh, it might be from earlier in the episode.
Oh, yeah. Vanessa Flanagan. So Vanessa is Rocky's wife, and I think she is the one that is the, I guess, the dragster champion, if I'm not mistaken. Jeffrey, you can tell me I'm wrong. I was talking to both of them, and the other gentleman, Whipple, world's Whipple Ninja. Oh, is she? Awesome. Hey, what's going on? So from what I understand is they've got a hot rod or a dragster that they may bring up to Huntsville or going to bring up to Huntsville. I hope they come up to Huntsville. It'd be a fantastic time. Get them involved in this extreme dragster class because the more the merrier. You know, we need to kind of push these ETs. We know the Trollson's out there trolling everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right, James? He's ready. I mean, he's working hard. Now, I guess he's young and ready to make it happen with the Hulk. So, hey, it's all good, man. And I love the themes. Where are the themes? Can we bring themes back, folks? Can we start naming cars and putting some cool wraps on the cars again? I mean, come on. We're going to get to that point. Next year, we'll have it. She sold her dragster. Oh, did she? Okay. From what I understand, she did sell her dragster. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to have her on the podcast. So we'll ask her. I'm curious to ask her about her career. And, cause from what I understand, everybody's talked about all these, how badass of a racer she is. So looking forward to picking her brain about that.
Amen.
I love to nickname cars. Me too, man. I mean, look, I'm a musician. And all my guitars have names. All my cars have always had names. So, I'd have to imagine, we can't have, and thank you, John Sullivan, for, coming up with the landlord. I love it. She is building something. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm understanding. That's kind of what Rocky had alluded to. And I'm just going to call him Whipple Ninja or Whipple Master. That's what I'm going to call him, Whipple Master. He kind of reminds me of Master, the guy from Ninja Turtles.
Splinter.
Kind of reminds me of Splinter. He's just
interesting.
You look into his eyes and you can just see all the knowledge. He's like I don't know. I digress. Anyways, Tuesday Night Podcast. Thanks for everybody. Sorcery. Apparently, with Whipple Superchargers, he's a sorcerer of some sort. Everybody, thanks for joining in. Remember, this is Tuesday Night Podcast After Hours. We get a little loose with the lips. Hope there's no one offended with our content. If you are, fuck off. Thursday night is a whole different story. It's family oriented. It's our ADRL podcast. It's where we talk everything ADRL. Tonight is the night where we just kind of talk about everything and whatever, and it doesn't matter. And we have weird guests come on and crazy shit happens, and it's a good time. So John Sullivan is Shredder. Oh, that's great. I was meditating earlier. Okay. Yes, I meditate twice a day for 20 minutes. However, I was meditating earlier, and out of nowhere, I had this vision of He-Man themed hot rods, pro mods. And I thought, man, how cool would it be if somebody had a Skeletor and a He-Man, and then we had a female and a She-Ra and a Man-in-Arms, like. And then my brain just started going crazy. Like, oh man,
I think that goes too far into it. I would lose interest in that because it's too singular. I like the aspect to where it's not contained within one little. It's not the Marvel world. Who cares? I like the, Batman.
Hey man, don't shit on my idea.
I'm not shitting on the idea. I'm just saying I like the individuality. Into where it kind of matches their personality, not something that's just, here's a wrap on your car.
Like the Landlord or Mad Scientist.
Yeah, to where it has a meaning behind it and it has something, Batman and Joker. I mean, can't tell me those two guys don't take that theme.
I know, but you just shit on Marvel and said it was stupid.
Well, I get it. They're pulling it off.
I'm confused now.
They decide.
Because they are Batman?
Right. They're living that. It's not just, I drive the He-Man car. Now, if he was like, I'm fucking He-Man, then okay.
Yeah, that's right. We don't like simple minds around here, do we, Jeff?
No, yeah. You're thinking outside of one narrow lane of He-Man is so simple-minded of me. I apologize. You're right. How shallow.
It was creative. Look, what we're trying to do is we're trying to let our brain tank. So, never seen Seegers and Batman in the same room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wonder about that. Think about that.
Oh. So as I was meditating, I was getting these visions of like a Skeletor pro mod and some other things. And not that the whole series had to be like Mattel themed, but it would be cool. Like if, just envision having Mattel as a sponsor. And then one or two of the cards is like He-Man versus Skeletor, like good versus evil kind of thing.
Yeah,
but then, of course, we have like the Landlord, and we got Batman, and some other things.
Yeah, I kind of like it more like the monster truck.
Me too, Jeffrey.
The monster truck aspect of it,
for sure, 100%.
Every one of them, Gravedigger, every one of them is their own thing, and I like that as opposed to where if everyone was, Iron Man, Superman, and
we couldn't do that. That would be dumb. Yeah, that would be dumb.
I like that individuality of it, and
kind of like John Gordon and Bad Company, right? Like, he's, it's not super themed out, but it's cool. And then you got Max.
Next color anywhere else, I'll tell you that. Jesus, that thing is bright.
Right, and Gravedigger. Like, man, we got to make. I am going to make the ADRL great like it used to be. We will have themed cars, guys. We will have some cool shit, and we're gonna make it awesome as fuck. And I'm gonna make sure that we put on a killer show for fans, and from Batman to whoever else, however we decide to do this. But I'm excited about the future of the ADRL and how we're gonna bring this around. And with some brainstorming, we could do some great stuff.
No doubt.
Jeffrey, Jason Green, and Crazy Horse. Yeah, man, what a cool car that is. Holy cow. Like when I walked up, I was like, holy shit, this thing's nice. Craig Sullivan's car, cartel vehicle. Oh, yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. El Mero. Yeah. I hate to see that burned down, dude. That was
horrible, no doubt.
I'm going to have to say from a paint job standpoint, that was probably my favorite, only because from an artist standpoint, and I love Metal Flake and shit like that. So, and Sugar Skulls or Candy Skulls, whatever the hell you call
I'm
them.
a Skull and Flames guy.
Yeah, super cool. Now, Chris Duncan and Amanda Hoover, Chevelle from Hell.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man, that's so good.
Yeah, Daryl Phelps, and we just had him on last week. Oh, come on,
dude! I'm gonna reach out to some bands too, just so you guys know. Remember, I'm connected in the music industry. I am going to be reaching out to some bands.
Exactly. Yeah, I almost forgot about Christine. That's
for sure, perfect. Chris Klein and Christine, exactly.
Love that.
So, we got some movie themes. We got some Marvel stuff. We've got some individual, like The Patriot and John Sullivan's Altered The Patriot thing. Super cool. We'll get more of that. And I am connected in the music industry, so I am going to be reaching out to some bands. And, I would love to have a Slayer versus Metallica car. I mean, a Slayer pro mod. Dude, like Raining Blood, just call it Raining Blood, just something just totally badass. Or like a Ride the Lightning or Master of Puppets themed car. Or, dude, you could go on forever. There's so many bands with so many albums that have so much cool artwork. I'd love to see Iron Maiden get into drag racing and have an Eddie pro mod, because they have their own plane. You ever see their plane? Iron Maiden's plane? The guy in the
they don't do it.
He's gonna call Lyle Barnett's car the Great Balls of Fire.
He'd really be missing on an opportunity if he did.
What are the odds that poor guy, man, gets burned up back in 15 or 18? I forgot what year that is. And then I was just almost wondering, like, what was going through his head. He was probably cool and calm this time, I'd have to imagine, because he's been through it once. He's learned from that experience. He said that he couldn't smell anything, so it was like he was just going through the motions, through the smoke. And it's got this new net. He said it was really easy to kind of pull back and get out. And so, but you almost wonder if there's like some type of PTSD there, where it's like, oh shit, not again, kind of deal, Or maybe he's just a badass and he's like, oh, this is no big deal. Been down this road already.
Yeah. Hard to say. I don't know. I think he was talking about it this evening on the Shake and Bake show.
Oh, the Shake and Bake show. Yeah, that's right. Shake and Bake. And I was happy to be able to talk to Hank, and Hank's doing well after his back stuff. So he's getting in there, putting them down, man. So that's great. He said he's gotten some shots that pretty much blocked his pain, and he's ready to rock and roll. He was in great spirits, saw the baby. Baby was
he always
there.
Is. I've never seen him not in great spirits. I'd be concerned if he wasn't.
Yeah, right. But, for sure.
God, if Hank's upset, we're all fucked.
I know. What would be, Adam, if you could see two bands with a pro mod and their artwork on them, like if you can envision that, which I know you can, what two bands do you think would make two killer pro mods?
Yeah, I mean, killer pro mods, and from a personal aspect, of course, I'd love to see a Grateful Dead tie-dye.
Dude, you took it right out of my brain. I was trying to throw that out there. I was like, Adam's going to say Grateful Dead.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Grateful Dead, Dave Matthews Band. But Dave Matthews Band, there's really, as cool as it would be, there just really isn't a great connection or way to bridge it in. But like Grateful Dead, to have a tie-dye theme car, the Deadhead, the skeleton, there's the dancing bears. There's so many things you could play into that would make it really pop.
Yeah, really stand out. Yeah. Yeah, the car video was scary, man. I mean, he's in there and it was in a ball of flames. He looked like Melton. I mean, not literally, but the whole front of it looked like Melton. If you guys don't know who Melton is, he's our mascot. He's up here. He's right above me, right up there. Melton, flaming wheelchair guy.
Oh yeah,
and that's not a real picture, just so you guys know. I made that, as a matter of fact. That's my.
But it was inspired by a real story that we told on the podcast.
That is true. That is true.
And I almost miss the days of getting real high and going back and putting in all the pictures and shit after the fact, and having my second joke after the initial jokes and all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, let's get back to it, man. We can switch it up.
It was a lot of extra work, but it was fun from time to time.
I had a DJ right beside the track playing AC/DC and metal music all night. There you go. That's right. Well, don't think that that's going to be the end of that, because let me tell you, you're talking to a music guy here, and that's all I could think about is how do we turn this drag racing event into a full on production? Like it's going to be a production. I'm going to make it a production.
How to make this drag racing an event that has drag racing at it.
Yeah. Right. Let's start there. Yeah. No, well, we are. Adam and I had a great long lunch today, had some great ideas, and man, we're bringing the heat. It's going to be great. But yeah, so you got a bunch of ideas. Amen to that, brother. Yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard to come up with ideas. All right, so Adam, you said Grateful Dead. One other pro mod. What other band?
Shit. Led Zeppelin would be cool.
So you Led Zeppelin
would probably be a good one. Yeah, Pink Floyd.
Oh, Pink Floyd. Yeah, like Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, dude, if somebody had a Dark Side of the Moon pro mod with the all black with the Dark Side of the Moon album with the rainbow down the side. Oh my God, that would be awesome, dude. Disturbed. I like Disturbed, Brian, for sure. So here's one I'm hell bent to get done, and I've got family in Texas that may be able to facilitate this. I really want to do a Pantera Vulgar Display of Power pro mod, and if I can really pull it off, I intend to try to get, now, man, this is a dream of mine, but I would really love to get Pantera to play at a show in Texas. Like do a drag racing event with Pantera, call the show the Vulgar Display of Power, and it's just one big, huge pro mod banger. And don't think that I can't make it happen. We're only our first year in, right, Adam?
Yeah.
Or we could, and then, we'll skip to Adam's spectrum and we'll go to the hippie side. And we can get like the Schwag or like String Cheese Incident or like Fish, and do like a big festival, like a 2 or 3 day festival.
And camping, battle of the bands. There's all sorts of ways and aspects to incorporate it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we better not give everybody our ideas. Jeffrey's on here.
Yeah, God damn it.
Dang, man.
There we go.
Spying on us.
There goes the Pantera idea.
There's the Pantera idea.
Good thing we threw that out as a red herring.
Because I know Jeffrey and Phil Anselmo are good friends. So don't call Phil and take my idea, bro. Geesh. No, I know he's not. Jeffrey, man, he is a proponent of drag racing. He wants great events, same as we do. And from a promoter standpoint, I love the support. Honestly, I do. I love the support. And look, that's from Jeffrey to Brian and Tyler. If you guys are watching with the Verge, the Nick Andrews and the SNRA, I mean, just when you can collab and do things like that, I think that's when the magic happens. To me, that's like the Woodstock of drag racing. I mean, you could go on tour and have some opening bands. That's one thing. But when you bring heavy hitters all together at once, dude, that's when the magic happens, for sure. As a matter of fact, there's a huge concert going on in Kentucky, or it either has already happened or is going to happen.
Bonnaroo.
It would be badass. Freaking Pantera. Hell yeah, Chris. I mean, for real. Could you imagine a Pantera concert? Car Class is huge. Yeah, it sure is. Chris, could you imagine a themed drag racing event called Vulgar Display of Power, where it's just all run what you brung, door slammers and dragsters, and all of them, they're all coming, and it's sponsored by a record label. We'll have Pantera's. My uncle owns a record label, by the way. I could reach out to him, but get sponsored by them, and then just have somebody like Pantera come out and play. Man, oh my God, Zakk Wylde up there shredding it, Phil screaming, ah! Yeah, I mean, dude, it would be so great. Oh my gosh. I'm just dreaming. I'm dreaming.
Yeah, good to have them.
Yeah. All right, man. We're an hour and 35 minutes in. This was a great. Oh, fucking style. Oh, it's so good. Last year when we had our event at XRP, I had to go out of my way and go visit Dimebag and his brother, Vinny and Dimebag. As a kid growing up, I know that in the Bible it says don't idolize people, but when you can, you can certainly be inspired by somebody, not idolize them, but be inspired by them. And Dimebag definitely was one of my huge inspirations. I wasn't a solo guitar player, but I think that from a musician standpoint, when he soloed, it wasn't just a hot rod because he was so badass, but his solos were like a part of the song. It was a bridge. It was another, I can't really articulate what I try to mean, but so to be able to go there, I listened to, of course, Cemetery Gates and Cemetery Gates and a whole bunch of those albums on the way there. And then when I actually got there and saw Dimebag and Vinny's gravesite, man, it was pretty humbling, man. I was super, super sad. Yeah, idolizing. I think idolizing is one thing, right? I don't know. It might have a negative connotation to idolize somebody, but if you can look at somebody as inspiration, somebody who's very inspiring, I would say Dimebag was very inspiring to me. I didn't idolize him because I was my own self and, maturing musician. But yeah, isn't Cemetery Gates just a great song, dude? And when I saw Pantera come through St. Louis handful of months ago, and they did or was it the end of last year? Shit, time's flying so fast.
It was early this year.
This year, yeah. And they did Cemetery Gates, and they showed Dimebag and Vinny and all big screens. Dude, that was an emotional moment, man, for real. That was an emotional moment. Anyways, PA, got anything?
Nope.
Cool.
No, nothing over here.
All right, cool. Well, we've been at it for an hour and 37 minutes. A great episode. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Lots and lots of folks here with us tonight. So appreciate it. Much love, everybody. Dr. Fears.
I'm Prince Adam. Don't forget to catch us on Thursday night for the ADRL podcast. We'll have Steve King as our special guest. He'll be live at a track, actually. So we'll be able to catch up with him and get to learning and everything else from there. So follow, comment, subscribe, share, and we will see you there.
We will. Love you guys. Have a great night and fuck off.
Fuck off.